You are standing in a room full of people who speak English. You hear every word they say. You understand their jokes, their questions, even their whispers. But when it's your turn to speak, nothing comes out. You know the words in your mind, but they feel locked, as if they're trapped behind an invisible wall. Does this sound familiar? Why is it that you can understand English so well but can't seem to speak it with the same ease? Have you ever wondered what's holding you back? Is it fear? Is it practice? Or is it something else entirely? Stay with me, because today we're diving into this mystery, and by the end, you'll not only understand why this happens, but you'll also feel inspired and ready to take the first steps to break that wall. Why should you listen? Because this isn't just about speaking English, it's about confidence. It's about expressing yourself fully in a language that opens doors to opportunities, friendships, and dreams. Imagine traveling the world, making new friends, or landing your dream job, all because you conquered this one challenge. It's possible, and I'm here to help you get there. Now, let me tell you something magical. Did you know that understanding English is already a huge achievement? Yes, your brain is working like a sponge, soaking up words, phrases, and meanings. The hard part is over. You've already built the foundation. Speaking is just the next exciting step. Think of it like riding a bike. At first, you wobbled, but with practice, you learned to glide smoothly. Speaking English is the same. But let's go deeper. Why do so many people struggle to speak even when they can understand perfectly? It's not just about vocabulary or grammar. Often it's about emotion, fear of making mistakes, worry about being judged. But what if I told you that making mistakes is the fastest way to learn? Think about a baby learning to talk. They babble. They stumble over words, but no one laughs at them. Instead, we cheer them on. You deserve that same encouragement. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this: you are in a conversation. Words flow effortlessly from your lips. The person you're talking to smiles, understanding every word you say. How does that feel? Exciting, right? That feeling is waiting for you on the other side of fear. Let me share a secret. Speaking English is not about being perfect, it's about being understood. People don't care if you make small mistakes, they care about the story you're telling, the ideas you're sharing, the emotion in your voice. So don't aim for perfection. Aim for connection. Here's a fun trick to get started. Talk to yourself. Yes, you heard that right. Stand in front of a mirror and speak. Describe your day, your dreams, or even what you're going to eat for dinner. It might feel silly at first, but it works wonders. You're training your brain and your mouth to work together. Another tip: sing your favorite English songs. Music is magic for learning. When you sing, you're practicing pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence all at once. Plus, it's fun. And don't forget, conversations are a two-way street. If speaking feels hard, start by asking questions. People love to talk about themselves, and it gives you a chance to listen and learn. But here's the most beautiful thing: every time you speak, no matter how small, you're growing. You're stepping closer to a version of yourself that is fearless, confident, and free. Isn't that exciting? Now, let's think about the future. What would your life look like if you could speak English as easily as you understand it? Picture yourself traveling, making friends from different countries, or even sharing your story on a stage. Doesn't that sound like a dream worth chasing? Remember, this journey isn't just about learning English. It's about discovering your strength, your courage, and your voice. You've already come so far, and the best part is still ahead. The first time you actually speak English fluently, the words flow like a gentle stream, and the person you're speaking to smiles, completely understanding you. What's the first thing you would say? A dream you've held in your heart for years, a compliment to someone special, or even just a simple thank you. Think about how powerful that moment will be. But to get there, let's explore more about what's really happening inside your mind. When you understand English but can't speak it, it's often because your brain is working in two separate modes: passive and active. Listening and understanding belong to the passive mode. It's like watching a movie. But speaking, that's the active mode, like performing on stage. Your brain has to recall words, arrange them into sentences, and make your mouth pronounce them correctly, all in real time. It feels overwhelming, right? Here's the good news: you don't have to do it perfectly. In fact, no one does. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. They pause, restart sentences, or forget words. So why should you expect yourself to be perfect? You're learning, and learning is beautiful. Let me share a personal story. A friend of mine, Maria, spent years studying English in her home country. She understood everything: the movies, the songs, the books, but when she moved abroad, she froze every time someone spoke to her. It wasn't because she didn't know the words. It was because she feared being judged. But one day, something changed. She decided to let go of that fear. Maria started small. She would practice ordering coffee at her local cafe. The first time, she stumbled. She mispronounced latte, and her face turned red. But the barista smiled and helped her. That tiny moment gave her the courage to try again. Day by day, her confidence grew. Today, she speaks fluently, but more importantly, she speaks fearlessly. So, take this lesson from Maria: it's okay to stumble. It's okay to feel scared. What matters is that you try. Let's make this even more practical. Here's another powerful exercise for you. Choose one sentence in English, just one. It could be something simple, like "How are you today?" repeated aloud, again and again, until it feels natural. Then, try saying it to someone else. The first time might feel nerve-wracking, but I promise each time will get easier. Another tip: practice with someone you trust. It could be a friend, a teacher, or even an online community. Find someone who will listen, encourage you, and celebrate your progress. And if you don't have anyone to practice with, don't worry, technology is your friend. Apps, language exchange platforms, and even voice recorders can be amazing tools. Now let's talk about pronunciation, because I know it's something many people worry about. You might think, what if my accent is too strong? What if people don't understand me? Here's the truth: your accent is a part of your identity. It tells the story of where you come from and the journey you've been on. You don't need to erase it. Instead, focus on clarity. Speak slowly and clearly, and people will understand you. Here's a fun way to improve pronunciation: watch movies or shows in English and mimic the actors. Pause after a line and repeat it exactly as they say it. Don't just copy the words, copy their tone, rhythm, and emotion. It's like playing a game, and it's incredibly effective. And let's not forget about vocabulary. Sometimes the fear of speaking comes from not knowing the right words. But here's the thing: you don't need a huge vocabulary to communicate. Start with the basics. Learn the most common words and phrases and build from there. Remember, even a child with just a few words can express their needs and feelings. You can, too. As you practice, celebrate every small victory. Did you speak one sentence today? Amazing. Did someone understand you? That's a win. Each step forward is progress, and progress is worth celebrating. Now, let's talk about the deeper reason you want to speak English. Maybe it's for your career, to travel, or to connect with people from around the world. Whatever your reason, hold on to it tightly. Let it be your motivation when things get tough. Imagine the lives you could touch with your voice. Imagine the opportunities waiting for you. When you speak English, you're not just learning a language, you're opening doors to new experiences, cultures, and friendships. So, take a deep breath. The journey might feel long, but every word you speak is a step closer to the person you want to become. Trust the process and trust yourself. And if this story has inspired you, don't stop here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and join me as we continue this journey together. Let's make speaking English not just a skill, but a joy. Stay tuned for more tips, more encouragement, and more stories to light your way. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the day you speak English confidently and freely. You're at a cafe, chatting with someone new, or perhaps you're at a meeting, sharing your ideas with colleagues from different countries. The words flow effortlessly, your voice is steady, and your heart is filled with pride. Can you see it? That moment is not a dream, it's your future. And every time you practice, you're stepping closer to it. Let's talk about what's stopping you right now. Is it fear? Fear is powerful, but it's also an illusion. Fear whispers lies like, "You're not good enough," or "People will laugh at you," but let me tell you something, those thoughts are not facts. Most people admire those who try, especially when they see your effort and determination. Think about the people you admire. Do you judge them for their mistakes, or do you celebrate their courage? So why not show yourself the same kindness? Speak, even if your voice shakes. Speak, even if you stumble. Because every time you do, you're proving that fear doesn't control you, you control it. Here's a tip that can change everything. Stop aiming for perfection. Instead, aim for progress. Speak broken sentences. Use simple words. Forget the fancy phrases. Communication is not about perfection, it's about connection. And connection happens when you speak from your heart. One thing that works wonders is storytelling. Everyone loves a good story, and stories make communication easier. Practice telling stories in English. Start with something simple, like what happened yesterday, or a funny moment from your life. As you tell the story, you'll realize it's not about the exact words, it's about the feeling you convey. Now, let me share a little secret. Mistakes are your best teacher. Imagine this: if you never made a mistake, how would you ever learn? Think about a toddler learning to walk. They fall 100 times, but they never stop trying. And do you know what's amazing? Every fall makes them stronger. Be like that toddler. Fall, learn, and rise again. Another key to speaking confidently is building your environment. Surround yourself with English. Change your phone settings to English. Watch your favorite shows in English. Listen to podcasts or audiobooks. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural the language will feel. Speaking of natural, here's a fun exercise: shadowing. Choose a short clip from a movie, a speech, or even a song. Play it. Pause after every sentence and repeat what you hear. Copy the rhythm, the tone, and the emotion. It might feel challenging at first, but with practice, it becomes easier. Shadowing trains your brain and tongue to sync, making speaking feel more natural. Let's not forget one of the biggest challenges: thinking in your native language while trying to speak in English. This creates a delay, making speaking feel harder. The solution? Start small. Think simple thoughts in English throughout your day. For example, when you see the sun, think, "It's sunny today." When you eat, think, "This food is delicious." Gradually, your brain will get used to processing in English. And here's a thought to remember: kindness starts with you. Be kind to yourself on this journey. If you wouldn't criticize a friend for trying, why criticize yourself? Celebrate your effort, no matter how small. You might ask, But how do I know if I'm improving? Progress isn't always obvious, but it's there. Maybe today you spoke 2 sentences instead of 1. Maybe you understood a new word. These small victories add up. Trust the process, even if you can't see the results right away. Let's talk about the power of visualization. Picture yourself succeeding. Picture the exact moment when someone smiles and says, "Your English is great." Visualize it as vividly as you can. This mental image becomes a magnet for your success, pulling you closer to it every day. If you feel stuck, remember this: you're not alone. Millions of people around the world are on the same journey. Some are just starting, and some are a little further ahead. But here's the magic: you can help each other. Join a group, find a speaking partner, or participate in language exchanges. There's strength in unity, and learning together makes the process joyful. And while we're on the subject of joy, let's make learning fun. Play word games, watch comedy shows in English, or even write a silly poem. The more fun you have, the more you'll want to practice. As we near the end of this part of our journey, let me leave you with this thought: your voice matters. Your ideas, your dreams, your stories, they all deserve to be heard. Learning to speak English is not just about the language. It's about breaking barriers, finding your confidence, and connecting with the world. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker started where you are now. The only difference is that they didn't stop. So, don't stop. Keep going. If this message has inspired you, stay connected with me. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs encouragement. Together, we'll continue this beautiful journey, one word at a time.